Oh, just got a little fire going. I'm almost out of wood. I had to sneak over to Tom's and steal. He had a load of birch dropped off, so. But he caught me, so I had to invite him over for hot dogs. Beautiful fall afternoon. Beer and a fire. Doesn't get any better than this. Oh, and the air conditioning's running behind me. If that's what I just heard it click on, so that's I got to test it out. I was a little worried that we would get all this work done on the air conditioning unit for the 4th time and not test it out, but it's actually working. The house was 27 degrees again, so I was like, okay, enough is enough. Turn the air conditioning on. And it's working, so that's a good thing. Look at the ants coming out of that piece of wood right there. I gave it a couple of whacks with the splitter and a few hundred came right out. So I guess I'll let them go before I finish splitting that up. Oh well, I'm not always a nice guy, I guess.
Look at them come out now.
Smoke them out. I feel like a 12-year-old again, Tom.
Look at them. They're still coming out. That's unbelievable. Look.
There comes another batch. There's the 5th batch.
Another one. Look at.
Ew.
There must have been like 200-300 ants in that little piece of wood. Good coals there now, Hannah. Good morning, guys. Another sunny fall day. The colors are starting, so I want to take the cameras. We're going to go for a drive, multi-purpose. We'll do some chatting along the way. We're heading for a metal detecting destination. So there's a field that I haven't gotten to yet this year, and I do it every year. We've found tons of old turn-of-the-century stuff there. It's kind of picked over, but I'd like to get out there and do a little metal detecting video. And along the way, I'm going to look for some color and stuff, and we can chat about Dad's build update and a few other fall things. Like the Blue Jays. They're actually winning and in a playoff spot. Before I even get in the truck, though, I want to start here in my own yard. I've got a nice orange maple here, and I like to take the long lens, 500mm, and isolate a couple of leaves. We'll get some sunshine on there somewhere. I'll get a couple of pictures. Guys, my yard is one of the most beautiful in fall. It's still half green. Those are maples behind right there. You can see that one's just starting. That one turns very deep red. This one here in front of us is orange. I've got a couple out at the end that are yellow and orange. And then you've got the nice curving, sweeping driveway. And people actually stop at the end of my driveway quite often and take photos of my yard. It is a beautiful place in the fall. As always, traveling the back roads, guys, we're going to do a 2-camera setup. We're going to do the 150 to 500mm on that for zooming in on wildlife and isolating branches and colorful leaves and things like that. And this will be our landscape wide angle, farms and hillsides and things like that. Now, I want to point out, guys, I'm using the 24mm Samyang lens. That, guys, is a top-notch cracker of a lens. That is the best lens that I own, wide angle, and for the price, it is beating lenses that are 3 times the price. So Samyang 24mm, guys, it's fantastic. So when I was out at Dad's the other day, I noticed they were at the point where they were getting the walls up and everything's ready to start being wired and hooked up and his furnace put in and all that stuff. Well, he's gonna have a boiler. Actually, it's a propane boiler with in-floor water heating. And I had talked to him about splitless ducts, which are the cooling system that actually act as a heat pump as well. So you can heat or cool your house with these. And they're more efficient than the propane. So I had talked to him a couple months ago about this, but Dad's of an age where he doesn't use computers, and he didn't get on it. And I said, okay, well, you need this unit here. You need this head unit outside, and then we put 2 registers inside the house. And I said, so where are you on ordering this? Well, I haven't looked into it yet. And here we are at the point where these guys are ready to start, closing in walls pretty much in the next 2 weeks and things. I'm like, So I came home yesterday, I did a bunch of research. Fortunately, we have bought a couple of these for the cottage before. And my father-in-law said, this is the price. This is exactly where I got them. I went online, did some research, still couldn't find a better price than what we had paid, a couple of years ago. So I ended up just going online and ordering my dad one of these units. So hopefully, hopefully this thing works. I've ordered hoses that are long enough for the install runs. We're going to put a register in his master bedroom and in the kitchen living room area. 1,500 square feet. We've got an 18,000 BTU unit. Should be enough. So the old guy will finally, for the first time in his life at 71 years old, have air conditioning in his house. And this thing will also help heat. So I think I've done a good job, guys. We'll see how much fuss and muss with the install. You have to get, the installer has to stamp it because it has to be done by a licensed refrigerant guy. Otherwise, your warranty is no good. And these things come with a 10-year warranty, so you want to pay the extra $1,000 to get them to install it. Now, I'm hoping because Dad's house is open and the walls aren't closed in, it's going to be cheaper than that, right? Less work. They don't have to cut walls open and things, so we'll see. Am I a good son or not? The jury is still out. We'll find out. This guy is also a Blue Jays fan, right? Maple Leafs, Blue Jays. That's the staple up here in Northern Ontario. And I actually watched my Blue Jays win back-to-back World Series back in 91-92. That's how long it's been. And they've only been to the playoffs maybe 3 times since then. So this year was a very hard year to get behind the team because they would win 1, lose 1, win 2, lose 1. Eventually over the course of the entire season. And I usually watch every freaking game, guys, I'll tell you. This year I didn't. And they eventually they're about 20 games over right now. In the last week here, I've watched the last 15 or 20 games, and they're coming on. When the pressure's on, usually what happens with the Leafs and the Blue Jays is they shit the bed, to put it politely. When the pressure's on, those teams crash. The Maple Leafs are still doing it every year, right? Get to the playoffs and get kicked out first round 20 years in a row. They did not make it out of the first round. Okay, that's Maple Leafs. Blue Jays, however, the pressure is on. They're actually winning games. If they win 4 more of the next 7 games, I believe, are left, they guarantee themselves a spot 100% in the playoffs. Guaranteed. Now, if they only win 3 games, it's like a 90% and so on. Very good chances, guys. Even if they crap out here and don't win any more games, there's still a good chance they're going to make the playoffs. And that's just because the 2 teams that are right in the running with them have to play each other 4 games this upcoming week. So one of those teams has to lose, right? They both can't win, so that could help the Blue Jays immensely. And just out of my driveway, we can see all the colors starting right here. There's our ravens and our crows. They're all down here at the neighbors today. Oh yeah, I might get out and take a few shots here. Golf season's coming to an end, and I have not golfed in a month, and I bought a membership this year, guys, so I just found I was golfing by myself all the time, and that got old really fast. I did get my money back out of it. I went 33 times, I think, by myself, and yeah, so next year I don't think I'm going to buy, unless I have somebody who's going to sign up and go with me. I'm not going to bother buying another season pass. Speaking of golf, there's the little course just down the road from my house. And I do men's night here every Tuesday. And you can see the colors are starting to pop up here as well. In fact, maybe we can get a shot there. Well, getting a few shots of fall, including one of the coolest mailboxes I've ever seen. I just metal detected for a couple hours. which we'll put that video up on Lost Treasures on that channel. And now I'm just going to tour around for the next couple hours and see what I can find for fall scenes. Lots of colors anyway.